Hey guys, welcome on in to another episode. Getting well with Terry and friends, trends and betting picks. I'm Terry, ready to break down today's slate. We've got a couple MLB games to go over. My plays are basically just in two games. Small card for me today, and then of course we'll go over the NHL game as well. We'll start by recapping Saturday's slate, and we'll start right away with the thank you segment of the day. I do have an honorable mention, as there is someone else that deserves a thank you for Saturday's. Um, Thank you for a win, couple wins on Saturday's slate. But we'll jump right into it here, and we will see who is going to get the thank you segment of the day for Saturday.
Yeah, he had the.
Whoa! Castellanos launches it, and it is gone. Absolutely crushed. There's a deep drive to left field in London from Castellanos to make it 7-2.
Nick Castellanos started the day off with a bang, cashing us two plays here in the London game. Cashing us over 1.5 bases, plus 100, and the home run for plus 420. So just a great way to start the day on Saturday. In the CFL, Saskatchewan plus 2.5, premium play winner that I did give out on the show. And I did mention that I really liked the total in the game as well. That was a premium play that I didn't give out on the show for sale. A nice winner there in the over 29-21 win by Saskatchewan. AJ Ouellette in his first game as a Saskatchewan Roughrider only had 40 yards, so didn't have the best game overall in his first start, but most likely will have a better game here in week two. Royce Lewis home run didn't cash, so that was unfortunate. Cincinnati money line cashed 4-3 win for them. Elliot of the Cruz only had one base, so that was a loser. TJ Friedel hit a home run, so a winner there. Tyler Stevenson didn't get any bases, so a loser in that one. Ryan Mountcastle, no home run for him, only one base for him, so that was unfortunate. Burleson, over 1.5 bases, he did not get a hit. And then we go on to the NHL game. And this is where the honorable mention goes for the NHL game. Sergei Bobrovsky. What an outstanding game by him in game one of the Stanley Cup final, helping us cash Florida. Of course, they were outshot by, I believe, a 2-1 margin. Cashed us the under 5.5 as well, because if it wasn't for Bobrovsky, the under 5.5 wouldn't have cashed. And then Sam Bennett continues his hot streak recently in the last half of last series, and then started off this series with a point. Beautiful assist by him on the second goal to Evan Rodriguez. Yainer Diaz home run didn't cash. So overall on Saturday was up 4 units. So a good day on Saturday. Much needed bounce back after a couple rough days on Thursday and Friday. And then yesterday, no show yesterday, but of course did have the plays on the spreadsheet. Some ups, some downs. I won't go through all of them here. I'll just kind of scroll through. Overall, it ended up being slightly a losing day here. The BC game didn't go as planned. So just down a half unit. BC scoring 27 points. Had they got that one more point we needed, it would have been an even day. Or actually, it would have been slightly up, slightly winning day. But it's all good. We'll look to have a good Saturday. Sorry, have a good Monday here on today's slate. we will jump into the chat, see how everyone's doing today. Good afternoon, Terry. Hank, how's it going? Good day. Hey, Tommy, how's it going? Castellanos, yes. Storage Club commented on the video that on Saturday after he hit the home run and said, "Nice pick," and it was. It was a nice one. Sees Phillies home run. Oh, the dislike button. Yeah. Hey, if a Mets player deserved the thank you play of the day, then they would have got one, but they didn't. The Oilers played their best game in Game 1, and the Panthers played their worst, and still Florida won 3-0. I don't like that last sentence, and I'm not going to say it. I am not going to say that last sentence. Nick has future bets on Florida, as I do. Of course, I've mentioned a million times, and if you watch that show, I did pull the trigger on Florida plus 1,000. So I am riding with Florida. Now we'll get to today's game because that may not be the case. Because I do disagree with what Nick said. I don't think this is going to be necessarily a short series. I don't, but we'll get to that in a bit. We will jump right into baseball here, and I'm not going to go over every game. If you want to see the other games that I don't have plays in, they are available on the spreadsheet. Smaller slate today, but we're just going to go through the 2 games I like instead of going through games that I'm passing on. And we'll start right here with the first game of the night, which is one of the games I like. We've got the Baltimore Orioles and the Tampa Bay Rays. Corbin Burns on the mound for Baltimore, 6-2 with a 2.26 ERA on the season. He's been exactly what Baltimore hoped for when they signed him in the offseason. And they're going to need him to continue on playing well because Baltimore, one of the teams like the Houston Astros that have lost multiple starting pitchers due to injuries this year. Ryan Papaya on the mound, or Papaya, however it's pronounced, sorry to Ryan, is on the mound here for Tampa Bay. Yes, he's 3-0 in his last 7 starts. If you look at his most recent starts, 6 hits, 3 earned runs against Miami, 3 hits, 2 earned runs against Oakland, 3 hits, 3 earned runs against Boston, 2 hits, 3 earned runs against Boston, and then against the Mets, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, and only 2 innings against the Mets. So numbers-wise, he's been facing some somewhat weaker opponents, and now he has to face a much stronger Baltimore Orioles offense here in this game. And we are going with the 2 players that hit righties the best. Gunnar Henderson leads the team in total bases against right-handed pitchers. He has multiple bases in 8 of his last 12 games. We will take him. And then Jordan Westberg leads in average against right-handed pitchers with players that are in the lineup. A couple other guys had a couple good starts against lefties, but they're not in the lineup on a daily basis. Westberg, great against righties all season long. Multiple bases in 3 games in a row. So we will take him. I'm not on Henderson home run. So we probably know what's going to happen. I'll probably be posting a cashing the multiple bases video later on a probably most likely a home run by Henderson because that's what happens. Other Orioles players that are playing well, not getting to any of these guys here. Ryan O'Hearn also does very well against righties. Multiple bases in 4 of his last 5 games. So if you wanted to look at someone else, Ryan O'Hearn is probably a good look for the Orioles. And then for the Rays, Ahmed Rosario, 1 for 4 with a double against Corbin Burns. The other 2 guys, not much success here. Series never faced him. Paredes 2 at bat, so that's not that much. But none of these players are doing all that well right now, consistently for the Tampa Bay Rays here. And then we'll move on to the second game, which is my other game that I have a play in, which is the Colorado Rockies and the Minnesota Twins. Dakota Hudson on the mound for the Rockies, 2-7, 5.25 ERA. Had one really good game against the Dodgers. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run. Then in his last game against Cincinnati, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 walks, and a no decision. Hudson does, not surprisingly, pitch a lot better on the road than at home this season. Chris Paddock on the mound for the Twins. His last game against the Yankees, 6 hits, 7 earned runs, and the loss in 4 innings. Overall, 4-3 with a 5.26 ERA in 12 starts. So not exactly the best season for Paddock, but he's 4-3, so I guess that's the positive to look at. Looking at this game here, no sider total. I have one sider total in baseball today, which is available on picksandparlays.net in the description below. Only one side in MLB today. Not a lot of games, so not a lot of plays. Looking at it here, Charlie Blackmon 0 for 8 against Paddock, so not interested there. Hasn't been that consistent. Same with Ezekiel Tovar. Has not been that consistent. No Rockies players really playing all that well right now. Carlos Correa 0 for 4 against Hudson. Carlos Santana 1 for 5. So neither of those guys have had much success against Hudson. Royce Lewis has never faced him. Didn't start the last game, came in to pitch hit, got a double and an RBI. So we'll take him here for multiple bases, which he's done in 4 of his 6 games this season. And we'll look for him to get a double, or maybe he'll hit a homer today here against Dakota Hudson. Burns under 6.5 Ks, -105. Oh, interesting, and under. Okay. Twins run line, -105. Is that a cow? Okay. Ryan O'Hearn, Cedric Mullins, Adley Rutschman, at least 1 base each. Interesting choices. I get O'Hearn. I'm pretty sure Mullins has been doing good lately as well, so I think that's why you're on him. He probably should find his way on the spreadsheet, but that'll be for tomorrow's show. And then Rutschman, not quite consistent enough for me, but he's definitely good to get on base. Looking at the other previous games quickly, Toronto and Milwaukee, not getting to anything there. Toronto players not that consistent. Milwaukee players have gone cold recently, so that game's a quick pass. Yankees are facing the Royals. Carlos Rodon against Seth Lugo. Both pitchers, fantastic season so far. Rodon 8-2, Lugo 9-1. Don't really want to get to very many player props. Of course, Judge has been just on fire recently, and 9 of his last 10 games, he's got multiple bases. It's -125, -130, -140 for him to get multiple bases in this game, which I can absolutely not condone giving out that price, especially when he's 0 for 5 against Lugo. So not taking Judge at that price against a pitcher he has struggled against. Stanton has done somewhat well, 3 for 11, and then nothing here with the Royals players in this game. With the 2 pitchers on the mound, not a game I'm looking at props at all. Oakland, San Diego, not taking anyone here either. Maybe one of these 2 guys you could potentially look at, but I'm not interested here. Tatis has been great. I probably should look at Tatis here, to be honest. But I will post anything after the show if I do get to Tatis. I probably should look towards Tatis, to be honest. Multiple bases at 9-10, he has been really good. White Sox and Mariners. Paul DeJong has been going off lately. Home run in back-to-back games, 3 of his last 5, multiple bases in 3 in a row, 4 of his last 5. I just feel like if I jump on his streak here, it's going to end. So Mariners players struggle. 1 for 6, 1 for 5 against the White Sox pitcher. And then Houston and San Francisco. Bregman left the game in his last start. Might possibly be injured. We'll have to see what happens there. Alvarez, I took for multiple bases and a home run in his last game, gets intentionally walked because teams are afraid to pitch to him. So don't really want to take his props. The inner Diaz starting to go cold, and then not getting to any of these guys either. So small MLB slate and only a couple plays for me, but hey, you don't got to force out plays. Burns under K and Mullins 1 base parlay plus 242. All right. Cow equals cash cow play. Public home favorite from minus 180 to minus 280. Whoa. With line moving towards home team. It's like 27-8 this year. All right, good luck. Salvador Perez against Rodon. What do you think? Yes, Salvador Perez has great numbers against Carlos Rodon. The issue is that Salvador Perez can't hit a beach ball recently. He is struggling very, very badly recently. So kind of like Taylor Ward last week. I think Kelly was mentioning Taylor Ward. And yes, certain batters do very well against certain pitchers. But in order for me to take them, they have to be doing well recently. And they just haven't. New York Yankees, no run first inning. I could see that. Depending on what that price is at, I could definitely see that with the two pitchers there. First 5 under. All right. Astros first 5 and Padres minus 1.5. Cash cows as well. The Astros are a team I'm going to be looking to fade. Already had pitching issues and now really have pitching issues. So Astros are a fade or pass team for me. White Sox team total over 2.5. Best of luck. As you guys have seen on the show, I'm not someone that will really back the White Sox. It would have to be an extreme situation for me to take them. Logan Gilbert on the mound for Seattle. One bad game against Houston, but against Oakland and the Washington Nationals, he didn't do too bad. So, yeah, no real interest there for me in that one. But we will go on to the NHL. We will move on along to the NHL. There we go. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Of course, as I mentioned, my recap, Game 1 could not have gone any better for me. Hoping to keep it going here in Game 2. Edmonton, 3-1 in their last 4. Florida, 4 wins in a row. Edmonton, under 5.5 in 6 of their last 8. Even with all that firepower that the Oilers have in offense, they have been playing lower scoring games a lot. They have played very well defensively, and Skinner has not been a total liability for the Oilers. Florida has gone under 5.5 in 9 of their last 10 games. This Panthers team just plays a defensive style game. They don't like to take penalties. They don't make mistakes. They're just very consistent. When it comes to overtime, Edmonton hasn't been in overtime in a while. Florida in 3 of their last 6. Florida won both regular season games against Edmonton this year, and then, of course, they won Game 1. We have seen a lot of overs between these two teams, of course. That ended here. That streak ended in Game 1 of this series. Looking at player props here for this game. Obviously, Edmonton's player props came to a... Both players were on streaks that came to an end yesterday in Game 1 when you get shut out. That's what you should expect to happen. Nothing from Forsling in Game 1, but Sam Bennett. A point in 6 of his last 7 playoff games, plus 125 at Bet365 for Bennett to get a point. Of course, that's on my card. It has to be. A goal in 3 of his last 4. Didn't score in his last game, and that's exactly what I said on the show for Game 1. That, yes, the goal price was definitely a high plus price. But I knew if I took the goal and he got an assist, I would have been so angry at myself because his point prop was plus money. So took the point prop. It's plus money. If you want to sprinkle in the goal prop, you can do that as well. But Sam Bennett, a big reason why the Panthers are where they are. So I like him to get a point here in game 2. I am on the under 5.5. One of my premium plays on the site today. But I'm not on Florida. Not in this game. If you saw how game 1 went, the only reason Florida won that game is because of Sergei Bobrovsky. Now, I do expect Bobrovsky to have another good game here in game 2, but I could see the Oilers responding, and I could see the Oilers winning this game 3-2. Of course, I want Florida, as we've been over that. For my futures, I want the Florida Panthers to win, but that doesn't mean I'm just going to bet them every game. I think this is potentially a spot here to pass on Florida, but we'll take the under and we'll take Sam Bennett to get a point and continue his hot streak here in this game. Toronto money line? No. I'm not. Okay, the Blue Jays just won a series. Yes, it was against Oakland, so doesn't impress me. And Milwaukee, not really playing the best overall right now. So hey, if Toronto wants to go on some kind of a run, then I want to see it first. White Sox bullpen at choke late versus Seattle. Late comeback. Yes, please. Okay, there we go. Nick is on the Panthers, minus 135. I don't know. Obviously, I hope you win, but I don't know. I have a feeling, but hopefully I'm wrong. NHL series prop still live, no games, 10 or more goals. That is parlay with Guardians to win the series versus Miami. Which one? Pays plus 132. There you go. That was such an interesting parlay that you did there. But hey, yeah, it's looking good. Bobrovsky over 24.5 saves. Obviously, that does look good. I just feel like Florida, they got outshot so much in game 1. I feel like they're going to potentially try to change that here in game 2. So, nope, I'm not on that, but hey, I hope it cashes, of course. Draisaitl and McDavid 3 shots and goal parlay. I know McDavid got 6 shots in his last game. I don't know about Draisaitl, so don't really have an opinion there. McDavid under 1.5 points, minus 120. Barkov has surrendered 1 goal so far this postseason versus Kucherov, Pasta, and Panarin. Yeah, Barkov is fantastic. He's a fantastic center, not just offensively, but especially defensively. So I can see why you go there. And for my under, I hope McDavid stays under 1.5 points. But McDavid has been known to bounce back after not getting a point. So we'll see if he can see what happens here. Panthers to win game 1 and Oilers to win the series hedge plus 430 is intact. Boo. Okay. Skinner, 880 save percentage, not good enough for a playoff/championship hockey. That's true. Barkov or Bob for Hart? Okay. Hello, Terry and friends. Day with hockey are good days. Yes. Minus 120 is certainly a trap price. Follow the movement. All right. Best of luck. We'll go through the recap here, and of course, I will give out my NHL future bet that I did pull the trigger on. Posted on Twitter, but I haven't given it on the show yet since I did it on Sunday or whatever. But Baltimore, Tampa Bay. Henderson over 1.5 bases plus 110. Jordan Westberg over 1.5 bases plus 128. For the Minnesota, Colorado, Royce Lewis over 1.5 bases plus 100. Sam Bennett over 0.5 point plus 125. And then the under 5.5. One of my premium plays in the Edmonton, Florida game. which of course means don't go and buy my Edmonton, Florida NHL play tonight. If you do want to purchase something, I have the baseball game, a baseball play up. Sergei Bobrovsky to win the Conn Smythe. I pulled the trigger there on Saturday at 11:42 p.m. It says exactly when I pulled the trigger on it. Plus 240 for Bobrovsky to win the Conn Smythe. After game one, the performance he put on, I wanted that ticket in my pocket, and I've got it. Half unit to win 1.2 units. So that is the recap for today. Go into the chat. Thanks, Terry. No problem, Juan. No problem. Premium plays today. As I said, I have a play it's the Baltimore Orioles and Tampa Bay Rays game, which you can purchase on the site. I'm already locked and loaded for CFL for week 2. I like to beat line movement. Most of the time, I'll put my plays up early. So if you want to beat the line movement and you want to purchase any of my premium CFL plays, they're all available on the site. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I've got a pick in each game. All available for purchase on picksandparlays.net. Link is in the description below. If you like the show, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Like and share the show if you would like to. I would, of course, appreciate it. And that's it. Small card today, but nothing wrong with that. And we'll be back tomorrow for another episode. Getting well, Libertarian friends, trends, and betting picks. Thanks for watching, guys, and best of luck on the slate today. Thanks, guys.